Hey guys, quick update. Today is Saturday, May the 3rd? Yeah. And just did a harvest, my first spring harvest of my garden so far. And I'll show you that at the end. Here's the green beans. They've been freshly picked through. So that's kind of like why they look like a rat's nest, but when the sun comes out, they'll start perking back up again. I picked all the big stuff, but left this small stuff because it still needs like another week and a half for those to mature, which is just fine with me because then we have another planting or harvest. And then also you would leave these little tiny ones, and those will probably be harvested for a third time, and then we still have some blossoms. So as long as it doesn't get blistering hot, which I doubt it, because towards the end of May, 1st of June is when it's the hottest here. So hopefully we will get in the next 2 weeks a planting, and right before it gets too hot, not a planting but a harvest, and then maybe one more harvest after that, so fingers crossed. Here is the eggplant. You can see one starting to grow right there. I'm not too happy with them for this season, and probably because they got attacked by all these aphids. See them there? Now I did spray and they are dead, but it's kind of stunted the growth. So maybe in the fall we'll get a better production. The cherry tomatoes, you can just like see them. It's like growing grapes. Tons of them. Just waiting on them to ripen. And then we have the beefsteak tomatoes. And as you can see, they're getting really big. Which is nice. Beefsteak tomatoes have been really well for our family. I've only been able to see them at Lowe's, but for the spring to summer season. I don't know why they don't have it in the fall. Maybe because they take a longer harvest, maturity and harvest. I'm not sure. Here's the zucchini. I tried picking off the bad stuff, and I'm throwing it over here for no reason. I think what I need to do when I grow zucchini again is I think the soil needs more calcium. So I'm going to need to add that as a nutrient for the next growing season. I mean, you'll see the zucchini there. This one has 4 that I could tell. There's 2 down there. Actually 3, 4, 5. So I don't know how they'll do. What they call this right there, where it looks like it's growing really well, and then on the end it gets this. They call that, I think it's called blossom rot, and that's a really good indicator that you need calcium in your soil. I didn't leave them on there. I just plucked them off because, hey, maybe there's other fruit that would need the nutrients and not this thing you can't eat. Here's the bell peppers, jalapenos. I was going to show you. The previous video that I'm going to post first, because I haven't posted it yet, was me staking up these zucchini. And you'll see where they were all kind of like laying over because I had to try to coax them up the pole. Well, it didn't take more than a day, day and a half, and the leaves were all facing up again. But that gets them, as you can see, that gets them off the ground. And I really enjoy that technique so far. A couple more blossoms. Showed you those jalapenos. There's one. I went through and did a picking of these, and I'll show you that harvest here in a minute. And here's our onions with lettuce and spinach in between it. But you can tell that they're getting to have big bulbs around it. So it's pretty exciting. Here's another one down here. And here is the bolting. Now each one of those flowers are going to, once they mature, are going to have little seeds in it. They're little black pellets. And that's what you'll harvest off of them. Then you can take and then you can grow them from scratch. And you probably want to do it three, maybe 4 weeks ahead of when you want to plant them. There it goes. But the majority of them didn't bolt. Yay! So hopefully we'll have some good production. Now, when are these ready to pull out of the ground? Well, sorry, a little shaky. The green tops will start to brown, and when they lay over, then that's when you harvest them from the ground. This lettuce, like I said last time, and the spinach came up voluntarily. We weren't planning on those, but hey, they're there. Okay, now for the harvest. Now this is it cut off, sorry. Granted, this is the first harvest of this season. And here's what I got. Okay, so this came from the providers. And you can notice that these are gallon size Ziplocs. And what you'll notice is they're kind of like a straighter string bean or green bean. They get long and pretty good size. But that all came from the first picking of the green beans for provider. Here's the contender. Again, pretty much the same amount. But you'll notice that they're kind of a thicker green bean and more curlier. And you need to be careful because if you let these go too long, the pod tends to get rubbery and fibrous. So you want to make sure you pick those right away. Got one little zucchini. Here's a batch of bell peppers. Now, most of this came off of just one of the bell pepper plants. And I still have maybe 4 more, mostly on the back plant. And we still have some flowering that it's doing. And the jalapenos, I got this. Almost a full Ziploc bag of jalapenos as well. And if you look at the bush, it's still got quite a few jalapenos on it. I only picked what looked like the bigger ones that were definitely ready for harvesting. So anyway, that's the update for this week. See you guys next week. We're going to be eating green beans.